realize that what they say is going to affect the probability of actually getting the license, they have an incentive to exaggerate what they say, because the higher number the company says, the higher the probability that it's actually going to get the license. So companies will all inflate their evaluations, and then the government will have no idea which company really has the highest value. So that's not likely to work very well. It's just too naive or too simplistic a mechanism. So the government could try something a little bit more sophisticated. The government could have each company make a bid for the license. A bid just means a statement of how much you are willing to pay for the license, and award the license to the high bidder, and then have the high bidder, the winning bidder, pay its bid. Well, this is certainly going to eliminate overstatements. Companies will no longer exaggerate their bids, because if a company exaggerates and wins, it's going to pay more for the license than the license is worth to it. So it's not going to exaggerate. The problem is that now companies have an incentive to understate, to say that the license is worth less than it really is. And this is quite easy to see. Imagine that you're a company, Telemax, and that the license is worth 10 million to you. Well, would you actually bid 10 million? If you did bid 10 million and you won, you would be getting something worth 10 million, you would be getting the license, but you would be paying 10 million, you would have to pay your bid, so you would end up with a net profit of 0. Well, if your profit is 0, you might as well not even bother trying to get the license. You're better off, you might as well just stay home. So you're not going to bid 10 million. You're going to bid something less than 10 million. That means that your chance of winning the license might not be as high anymore, but at least if you do win, you will have a positive profit. So all the companies will understate, but if all the companies are understating, then once again, the government will have a hard time identifying the company that actually has the highest value. So this mechanism won't work either. What will work? Is there a mechanism that strikes a balance between overstating and understating so that companies bid exactly what the license is worth to them? Well, some of you may know the answer to this because it too is a famous mechanism, and it looks like this. Once again, each company makes a bid for the license, and once again, the winning bidder is the high bidder, but now instead of paying its own bid, it pays the second highest bid. That one little twist makes all the difference. And so just to make sure that the mechanism is clear, imagine that there are 3 bidders, and one of them bids 10 million, another bids 8 million, a third bids 5 million. Then the winning bidder will be the 10 million bidder, but it will pay 8 million because that's the second highest bid. So that's how the mechanism works, and I claim that this will solve the government's problem. Now it will indeed sell the license to the right bidder, the bidder with the highest value. Now why is that? Well, first let me try to persuade you that companies no longer have an incentive to understate. If a company understates, it doesn't gain anything from doing that because it doesn't pay its bid anyway. So if you're Telemax and it's worth $10 million to you and you bid $9 million, well, if the second highest bid is $8 million, you win either way. You could bid $10 million, you could bid $9 million. In both cases, you win. And in both cases, you pay $8 million. So the understatement doesn't reduce your payment at all. Furthermore, if you underbid, you run the risk of losing the license altogether. Say Telemax bids $7 million, but some other company bids $8 million. Well, now Telemax will lose the license.